Right, here we go. Another video, and what I've decided to do is, because it's going to be better that way, before I was filming and then posting. That was at the very beginning, straight away, and I need to get back to that because because if I leave it, then I end up taking another video and then I forget which one is the was the one to upload next and everything else, and then it gets harder and harder to keep track on it all. So I have decided that that is what I must do. So hopefully I will be a bit more, what's the word, consistent. Having said that, it's only me, so, well, we can but try, can't we? Right. And I think I've got hay fever. I don't usually get hay fever, but God, I'm all bunged up. And my eyes are watering and yucky. So I was out in the garden for a bit yesterday, which was a little bit silly, but hey. Right, now I have this money left over in my groceries, so that's rather good going. So we're starting from scratch, and this is Monday the 11th, and I've got to go up for my first what's it called, diabetic eye check test later, so that's going to be fun. I don't like this heat. I cannot handle the heat. I just hope there's a little breeze, but there doesn't look like one. Right, so let's load these up while I'm here, and then I will sort out that cash. So groceries, it's the usual £40. 1, 2, 3, that's 40, and we've still got this left over for the rest of the month. I've remembered that it's 5 weeks in this month. So last week I was a little bit short on various things, but I still managed to get quite a bit changed. So my fridge is practically empty. I think the only thing in my fridge is beetroot. There's 5 for the food. I must add £1.10 of this because fish and chips is £6.10, and I haven't got quite enough this month. And personal, so I've still got to find some extra fivers for next to the end of the month. And then personal is 20. And that's that bit done. So let's put this all in. So the groceries for the food shop, I must write my list. Right, that's in there. Boom. 20 quid for personal. I've got a different layout today. I've got my phone on a, oh God, oh, flipping heck, these. I've got my phone on a swing spring clamp that's clamped to the side of the table, as opposed to putting it in my ring light, because my ring light sets it so far back to the back of the table, and then you end up seeing all the crap, whereas at least with this one I can see, I can move it slightly. I didn't want to do too much, didn't want to make you sick. Right, now I'm trying to get into this thing, and got you, little swine. Right, and that should be right. 1, 1, there's a better way of doing these. You have to put it in on the 3-way, you know, that bit first. Oh, and then you go and do that again, and then you're back to square one. It's probably time I got a new one, but I think they're all going to start doing it. I must remember not to pull it too far back. Right, 20 quid. That goes in there. That goes there. And what I'm going to do is take a little bit of washi tape, and I'm going to do it like that. So I'll only ever get to there. There we go, mended. And the food is for my fish and chips, which is so yummy. Right, so that's in there, and that's that sorted. So they can go in there. I've got parcels to post. I've got prescription to pick up. I've got a parcel to take back to Hermes. Yes, I ordered a one of those paper storage trays, box things. It's a box, and it's got 4 down one side and 4 down the other side of holes, pigeonholes, where you can put your, I was going to use it for my printer paper, sticker paper, laminating sheets, photo paper, etc. When I got that, and I opened it up yesterday, I mean, it's been sat there for a week, but I opened it up yesterday and pulled it all out. I binned half of the polystyrene, and I thought, this is a little bit odd. Half this stuff, I mean, the protective sleeving that usually is wrapped around items was just scrunched up and shoved down the side, and I thought, that's a little bit odd. So I proceeded to pull everything out, and there was a piece of paper at the bottom, and I picked it up and I went, I've got it from Amazon. It's only a returned item. Somebody had already returned it, and no, you know, check or anything like that. And it came to me, and I was unhappy with it, because not only that there was also a piece missing, the middle strut support, which is pretty major, really, because without that in the middle, the shelves have got nothing to slide into, and there's no proper support. So I messaged, and it was 30 odd quid, and I messaged the seller. The seller messaged me when he realised that I was returning it, and I thought, oh God, I've got to send it to my Hermes pickup. Oh God, so they can't pick it up from my house, so I've got to take it to a drop-off centre, and the nearest one is at Tesco's, but it's such a nightmare to get in, because I can't then continue round and go into Tesco's to do my shopping. I have to come back out and then go down the road and then up, and so it's a pain in the butt. But anyway, yes, the guy was then saying, what's missing, and I didn't tell him. I just said, well, the thing is that I just want a refund, is because it's an already returned item, and I'm paying for new, not for a somebody else's return. I mean, if I was paying for somebody else's return, then it's cheaper, surely. That's how it usually is in other places, like Amazon returns. People sell those, and they're cheaper. So why the hell am I paying, or heck, why am I paying full price for something that's missing bits? And yes, he did promise to send me out the missing part the next day, but I wasn't ready. No, I didn't want that in the end, no. Because it was still, seconds, and I don't know what had happened to it, who the person was that had already, how long it had been up. And, it was, how long had they been using it before they realised that it was, did they break the middle compartment, strut thing? you know, you don't know. So I didn't want that, so I sent it back, and in the end they were ever so nice, and they said they didn't know how that happened. I thought, well, yeah, we all know how that happened. Nobody bothered checking when it came back to you. You know, you just shoved it in a corner in a pile and hoped that the next person wouldn't realise. But they did. At any rate, so that's Saga. I've got that money coming back to me, business money, so that's different. But yes, so now let's sort this out. We have got 2, 3, 4. Oops, can you see? Because the camera's so near it now. I'm still doing it like I would do for the old way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some of these 20p's are already missing. I had a lot more, but my grandchildren came over yesterday and they really liked my Spirited Away money box, so they just kept posting 20p's in. I think they just wanted to hear the burp at the end. But at any rate, so 50, not a good 50p, or is it? I don't know. Is it 2018? No, it's 2014. So 20, 40, 60, 80, £1. And it's the Standard Boring Technology for £2. 20, 40, 50, so that's £1. 10, 20, 4p. So let's get this out. Get the sheet. Do we know where the pen's gone? Yes, there it is. Right, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, £8, 24p. £8.24p. So let's have a £2.40 possibly, a £1.25, £1.54. I'm going to see how many I can get out of this. And then we've got £2, £3 and 5p, and we've got £3 and 5p. 1, 2. Yeah. So we have £3 and 5p. We're getting a fair few covered up this time, aren't we? Let's get the lighter box out. There we go, that's £3 and 5p. Followed by £2.40. There we go. Followed by £1.25. Followed by £1.54. There we go. So we're getting there. I know we've got a load of those ones done. I mean, it may not look like we're getting there. I suppose it would probably look better if I was doing them either from one end to the other, and maybe that's what I'll do, is I'll start from this end and work my way down, or work across. Actually, that might be the one, to work across, and then it'll give us a little bit more, won't it? So it's coming along. Hopefully it will be finished by December or November with a bit of luck. But yes, so that's that. Whoops. So I'll put that away. That's that done. So yes, so what else have I been up to? Oh, I've got so many paper pads and I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do with them. I want to make some notepads, so I've got some bits here. I want to do more. And there's those. So I've just got to glue them. And I've got these, which I'm going to be using as, well, they can either be for post-it notepad backs or for my own little memo backs. So they've got a pattern on the back, or they're going to be to go into glassine sleeves to act as, say, a background for stickers. and things like that. So that's that. So I've got those to do, but I'm going to be gluing these ones up as well so they can be teared off. And I've got shed loads, and this wasn't even, you know, I mean, to get these and these ones, I've still got that much cardstock left, as well as more in the pack. So it's like, ugh. I've been doing a mass tidy up of my workspace area. Under my table, I've cleared it out, got the drawer box out, and I'm trying to refigure how to do things, because I've really got to go through all these drawer boxes because they're all full of rubbish, really. I mean, lots of old things, you know. Somebody said every house has a Monica drawer. Now, from Monica, from Friends. Well, my house, I think, is the exception to the rule, because I don't just have a Monica drawer. I probably have hundreds of Monica drawers, and I really need to go through them all. But yes, job put off. But I will start. I've been doing my packing up my scrap bags. Some of those have been popular. I'm selling them for £4. They're on Etsy or on Facebook. It's the Wonky Stitch, but they're sort of like that size fabrics, and they'll all be wrapped up in a fat quarter. But that I will probably do is another channel for things like this, where I'll show you what I have and where you can go to get it if you're interested. So yes, there's lots. Oh, how sweet is that? I like the cat with the Christmas hat. Yeah, so I have batiks. That, I love that fabric. There's that. And there's this. Now, these, what have I done with them? Ah, down here. When I had my shop, I kept a load of these because I really got into making these sort of semi-steampunk cushions, all rough, sort of, you know, done with various buttons. I think these two are the only ones I've got left. Well, I did have a few more, but yeah. Whoops, a bit dusty on the back. But yes, so it's got a concealed zip. There we go. Yeah. There. And these are supposed to fray a bit, you know, because it's the effect. But yes, those. I've been doing those. Oh, and that one. So I did have 3. So if anybody's interested in these, I'm just selling things to now to make room at home. So these will be going for £10 each. So I'll have them on my Facebook page, the Wonky Stitch. Yes, so on that note, what else have I got to do? So once I've done this film, I must then oh god, yes, when I was tidying out underneath this there I go again, off on a tangent, underneath the table. Oh god, it's so bad. I found one of Desi's presents. Deceased, I will say. Just lead there. And yes, needless to say is that the window downstairs is not left open anymore for the cat to come in and out of. The cat goes out and I shut the window. The cat comes in and I shut the window. So I open them and just let the cat in and everything else, because I'm fed up of having presents, and I think there will probably be a few more around the place as well, because they scurry off and I can't catch them quick, you know. And they certainly aren't going to come to me. They won't see me as a friend who's going to actually help them out into the wild and back to their family. They're just going to see me as, I don't know, as someone who's going to serve them up to the cat on a platter, gold platter with, you know, a bow tie around its neck and a bag of something herbs stuffed up his. Any rate. Enough said of that. Right, now I am waffling on again. So yes, so I have filmed this, and on today's date, Monday the 11th of July, somewhen this week we should be getting our not council tax, our first government payment of, I think it's £325. Sadly, I didn't get the 150 extra 150 which the council were giving, because they're only giving that to people who don't pay full council tax or who have a child at home. And I don't have a child at home, unless you count Desi, but I think that's cutting it a bit. And that's for the 150, or you could get 75 quid if you I can't remember, got full council tax benefit, and yes, and you had no children. So if anybody out there has a child and gets council tax rebate, check for your letter, because it's e-vouchers and you can choose them to be whichever store you want. So I had a friend who's chosen like 25 quid for Tesco's, 75 quid for Morrison's, and some for Sainsbury's or some for Asda, whichever, I can't remember. But yes, so those are quite handy, so they'll help you out a bit. So check your post, check to see if you're eligible. There is a link online somewhere which will, it's on the government site, and it'll see if you're you know, eligible for it. But the thing is, though, you know, it's probably quicker to phone up your council or pop in and ask whether you're eligible. They've been issuing out the letters. So yes, so that's that. So if anybody's out there that thinks they could, you know, be eligible, maybe if you've just moved recently and you're still in that process, and you know, a letter isn't finding you so easily, double check, because 150 quid from the council, you got to grab it while you can. So we have that. Nothing I've got to sort out. I've noticed that with my TENS machine that my walking is getting a little bit better. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm still in pain, but it's like, and I'm losing weight. I've lost over a stone, I think it is. So that is helping, definitely. But yeah, so I'm hoping to get doing a little bit more walking. I mean, I'm walking with one crutch to the back garden. That's about as far as I can make it. Round the house, I tend to not really use the crutches unless it's really bad. But I do have seats. One in the kitchen, obviously in the sitting room. And if I get a bit tired going up the stairs, I can just sit on a stair. And then up in my bedroom, I've got chairs and things. So, and it's a very small house, so I can rest when I need to. But I want to try and reapply for a bus pass, disabled bus pass, like I had before. I've had a friend who doesn't claim PIP, who's gone through the council and she's got her blue badge. Whereas it seems to be, I know so many people who don't get PIP and have got blue badges, disabled bus passes, the lot. But if you're on PIP, then they don't want to give them to you. Because if you're on PIP, they say you have to be high mobility. And I only get low mobility. But it doesn't take into account, you know, a lot of other factors. I mean, what about these people who are not on PIP and are getting it left, right and centre? It just doesn't seem fair. It seems like they're penalising those on PIP, and it makes you think, well, you know, PIP doesn't like to give out to people. Well, and if they give out, then the council won't give out. Something really needs to be done about that. So I'm going to phone up the council again, or submit another application and see what gives, because my situation's changed a bit now, because now I'm diabetic. And maybe, just maybe they will, because then it'll give me a little bit more freedom, because I don't particularly want to have my mobility scooter forever. No way. I've got until December basically, and then it'd be the year's contract is up, and I would like to be able to hand it back at that point. So I'm really trying to get back on track. So if I can get a bus pass, then at least I can go places, even if I only you know, I'd quite like to go up to York, but I'd need to get a bus to the bus station, and then a bus from the bus station up to York. And if I've got hospital appointments, then I can do that. And yes, it will be quite tiring, but I will be getting out and doing some exercise, and I can always stop, find a cafe. And if I'm saving that much money each month from not paying out for the mobility scooter, then I can do that. So it's little steps. That is one that I'm trying to aim for. So on that note, as I've waffled so much, and not about money, what else was there about money? Other things. Oh yes, on Facebook I had a memory pop up, and it was a memory, or it was on Good Morning Britain, and it was like from 2015 or so, and it was Martin Lewis from the Money Savings Expert place or whatever, and he was there saying that that medicines, you know, over-the-counter medicines, they all have a PL code, and that PL code he brought up as an example, like Beecham's cold and flu remedy, and that was Beecham's cold and flu, $4.99 for 10 sachets. And then he also brought up Wilko's cold and flu own brand remedy, 10 sachets for $1.99. Big difference, nearly a fiver, and £2, sort of nearly £2. So that's a big jump. But yet, when they turned them over and they showed it, every packet of medicines or over-the-counter things have a PL code. And if you read the PL code on the Beecham's and the PL code on the Wilko's, they were exactly the same. And those PL codes mean that is exactly the same medicine. So for any out there, check your PL codes, see if they're exactly the same, and if they are, you can go for the cheaper brand, because, you know, why pay out a fiver? All you're paying for is the packaging. So, and you know, and at this time, you know, when everything's sort of going up in price, you know, we need to save a little bit more. So I will be checking that mainly. I don't tend to buy over-the-counter medicines if I can help it, but occasionally I do. But yes, so double check that and don't pay out any more than you actually really need to, because the PL codes being the same means that it's got exactly the same ingredients, it's exactly the same medicine that's in that, exactly the same. And you know, why pay out for a more expensive brand when you can pay for a cheaper brand and have the exact same thing? Right, so little tip, and it's money related. Woohoo, go me. On that note, I will say bye-bye, sayonara, arrivederci, and everything else. And I will see you next Monday, unless I put up one in between. Decisions. But on that note, I will say bye-bye.